Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where I have been experimenting with how to fix this building. Our culture recently got the Vegetarians tradition, which has disabled just this building, and we need to get it replaced. Now, there's a couple of paths that we can go down in order to do this. We can change our culture to a different culture, such as Tamil. That will require 3,000 prestige. That's a lot of prestige. We could diverge our culture, but I took a look at that as well, and if we were to diverge our culture, we would have to replace vegetarians with a different tradition, the cheapest of which is 2,000 prestige, and the cost to diverge is 1,000 prestige. So at that point, that's 3,000 prestige. So, yeah, that's not really a great option. The other things that we could do is we could grant this out to people who are of the correct culture. Now, I took a look at that as well. I tried moving our capital down to Kollam, and then I granted this out to a local Tamil culture, and he was at minus 100 opinion and refused to let us change the type of building. Now, you can see up over here, we've got this guy up over here. He's at minus 100 opinion, and he is of Sinhala culture. He allows us to change this building type. We've got this guy over here, or rather this lady over here. She's at 98, she's of Sinhala culture, and she allows us to change the building type. I think this is tied not to the opinion, but to the culture mismatch. So we can see this guy here, he is actually not of the correct culture. He is Afghan. Interesting. He is on our council, and he would let us change this. Oh, he has hound pens here as well. I didn't realize that. That will need to get changed. Disabled because Sinhala culture has a vegetarian's tradition. Okay. He is Afghan. That basically leaves us with but one choice at this point. We need to build up a bunch of prestige, and we need to either adopt Tamil culture or diverge Sinhala culture. It's going to be the same amount of prestige either way. So we're going to have to hop into our decisions here, and I'm going to borrow gold from a holy order. Okay, so that gives us 980 gold. We're going to need to repay that loan, but I think we just go for Tamil culture, to be honest. I think we just adopt that. So for the time being, we need to get ourselves a grand tournament going. And how much do we want that to cost? Well, 955 gold is the normal amount. So we've got unsuitable terrain here, but that's the case for all of these. Actually, Mahal is the best place to do it. So we'll do that, and we will add in archery, and I guess we could do wrestling and duel and horse race. Actually, we can only do 3 for the moment. So that's fine, and the current cost for this is 885 gold. So we have some sea dangers on the route, so we're going to need to hire experienced captains, and then we should have basically no major danger. That's a 1% chance. I'm not concerned about that. So we can appoint a champion. It could be this guy. That's fine. Our intent is going to be to... There's no triumph intent? Why is there no triumph intent? That's wacky. Do we have to crank up the prizes and accommodations for that? No. Okay. So that's interesting. We can definitely go for fine prizes. I'm not sure why we don't have a triumph intent. That's unusual. Maybe we should just have a feast instead. Sure, we'll just do a feast for now. So that'll get us some prestige, and the feast is going to be probably just right here in our capital. This is absolutely fine. We're not going to have to travel anywhere, and we can select this guy as our honored guest. I'm sure it'll be fine. So at this point, we can crank up our dish complexity for increased prestige gain. I don't care about the opinion gain, so we'll just get that going for now. Okay, so that's fine. We just need to build up a lot of prestige at this moment. This building is going to be disabled, and we need to go through all of these and check to see if any of these others have a disabled building from vegetarian. It's only that one, I believe. Correct. So it is these two. We've got one here, and we've got one here. Okay. We just got to build up prestige. That's all there is to it. So for now, I do want to get our wind furnace upgrade going here. We do have some cash for that, and we're going to have to repay this loan eventually, but for the moment, this is fine. So we're going to be holding our feast here. That's going to be starting in 3 months. Okay. So that seems fine. We have all of our castles, except this one, building right now, and I do want to get the trade port going. Wood Pastures just finished in Kannur, so we definitely want to get that continuing to build up. For now, this is fine. But yeah, we can't seem to replace these, at least with the people we can grant these out to right now. So we just have to move off of Sinhala culture. We have no choice. Otherwise, we're going to have 2 dead building slots, which is insane. Speaking of dead, why are we at 5 of 4 domain? Lose 100 stress? 75 prestige. Yes, please. Okay, we lost our spy master, which I think was our wife. Yeah. So she's skill 15. We need someone who is a higher skill. I don't want it to be a lowborn. I really, really don't. And we don't have an option. So we're going to have to lose more legitimacy or sit below our domain limit. That is a very unfortunate situation. Well, nothing for it. Yeah, our previous wife was murdered, and apparently we're relieved about it, but, you know, it's fine. Okay, disaster has struck here, and this, our only option, because we've overspent our gold right now, is to do this. It does get us gold, so that basically covers the cost of the feast. Okay, she has to become our primary spouse. Rip to our legitimacy. Well, that is very sad. What a good evening. So we're back up to 5 out of 5, and we could gain a weak hook on our daughter here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So that seems fine for the moment. And who are we going to make a toast to? We would gain 75 prestige. We're just going to neglect him. We want the prestige. He took it personally, but we just want the prestige. So we gain 225 prestige. That's fine. It's not as much as I had hoped for, but that does put us up to about half of the prestige that we need in order to do this. So up in Kannur, we're going to go ahead and build a trade port. That'll be fine. We'll get that underway immediately. And we'll hold another feast as soon as we can, but that's not going to be for a while. Now, we could go on a pilgrimage to gain some legitimacy. That's maybe not a bad thing. What else could we do for prestige? Well, we could do a grand tournament, but again, well, we don't have much money at this moment. And if we were to do this hypothetically, right, I'm just grabbing these at random. I'm not actually going to do this. We don't have the cash. But I want to check here. Yes, still no triumph. Wacky. Absolutely wacky. My plan was to do a grand tournament with a triumph. I'm wondering if maybe it's this guy's traits that make it so that he can't do triumph intent. I don't know. That's interesting. Regardless, we got to get off of this culture. Now, we just became the culture head of Sinhala culture. I don't suppose... It's going to take a while to get this going, and we can't afford to change any of these anyway. Okay. I mean, vegetarian is not bad. What we really want to do is we want to get rid of these buildings. I think that this is a design flaw, by the way. I don't think that CK3 should work like this. I think having this building be disabled is fine, but I think that you should be able to replace the building to conform to your culture. I don't think you should just give up the building slot in perpetuity. That's insane. So, if we were to change our Purohit, would that actually do anything here? Now, he's Afghan culture, and he's the holder. He's the holder here. So, we can't actually change this because of Sinhala culture still. So, that's a problem. That's very much a problem. But I'm not sure how I want to go about solving it yet. What I do know is that I want to hold another feast, but we can't do that currently. I think we have to do a grand tournament, which is going to cost around 1,000 gold. And we're just going to need to get a bunch of prestige that way. I think there's no other way around it. We just got to get that gold. It's very, very unfortunate. I would love to adopt Tamil culture. Unfortunately, it's so expensive. 3,000 prestige. So we need 1,500 prestige, which is basically 2 victories. So we'll see how that ends up going. I don't suppose there's a grand tournament around that we could just attend. I don't think so. It'd be nice if there was. But alas, I'm pretty sure there isn't. So we're going to stop building buildings for the time being. We're going to save up some money here. I think we just have to hold a grand tournament. It's very, very sad indeed. I wonder... This guy is 51 right now. He's feeling fine, and he had his feast ruined by rival. Okay. I'm wondering if when he changes... Ooh, we definitely want the gold here. I wonder if when he changes to a different person, when that role changes, if we would be able to do this. But I don't think so. I think this is based on our culture. Because we're Sinhala, he's Afghan. So I'm pretty sure. We could swap him out. We do have control over this. But I don't think it would change anything, and we would lose our endorsement. So I don't really want to do that right now. So we know that by holding our tournament down here, it'll cost us about 900 gold. There's a schemer discovered. Okay. And our legitimacy is very, very low. No doubt about that. We do need to work up our legitimacy. That's for sure. Trade port has been constructed. That's neat. But for the time being, we're just saving our cash. We have a stewardship perk available. Again, that's neat, but it's war profiteer. Or actually, golden aplomb. It doesn't really matter which we take here, I don't think. Golden aplomb is more likely to become something that is useful, though. Okay. So what else can we do here? Well, we could hold a funeral. That will cost us some money, but we could potentially get some legitimacy out of it, which is maybe not bad. Our legitimacy is really, really terrible. We've taken a lot of legitimacy hits and not really been building up our legitimacy very much. But the Grand Tournament can also get us legitimacy gain. So, I think we just save for 2 more months here, get to 1,000 gold, and then run a mid-spec tournament. That's the plan at this moment. Summon the physician. There goes 60 more legitimacy. Where is this? Here. Okay. It's spreading quickly, too. This is a major outbreak. We're going to enter seclusion. There goes our additional legitimacy. We had no legitimacy, so we didn't actually lose any from that. We're going to enter seclusion here. We have early prevention success, and this is going to spread very rapidly for right now. Okay. Someone is plotting to kill our brother, the loathsome fiend. So we're going to wait out this plague at this moment. I don't want to run the tournament while the plague is happening. So for now, that's fine. We wait out the plague. We bank up cash. We did lose our steward, and that needs to be... Basically, this guy is fine. Okay, our liege has gone to war. Elephant riding grounds constructed. That's neat. But what we really need right now is for this plague to go away. So this broke out a few months ago, and it's going to be continuing for a little while here. This appears to be largely the maximum extent of it, so it should start to pass here relatively soon. in theory. Okay. Oh boy, this is our good stewardship wife. Well, we don't have any legitimacy, so if we marry another lowborn, it's not a problem. It doesn't actually matter, but we did successfully treat her. Our daughter has recovered. Okay. We're just watching this right now. We need this to go away before we run the tournament. This is building us up some time here. Okay, our wife has survived, although she is still in poor health. Okay, now she's fine. Oh my, she doesn't have a face. Well, okay. I did see in the Discord someone posted that happened last episode too. I didn't notice it last episode, but I noticed it here. Well, okay. She is missing her face. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. So this fire is going to go away very soon-ish. Soon-ish. Hopefully. But this is maybe getting us enough money to rank up our prizes, which it would be good for prestige. That's assuming that we manage to win, of course, but we'll stack the deck on that if we have to. So this is really hanging on at this point. It's been over a year. This is really hanging on. I'm surprised it hasn't started to pass. Oh, there we go. We saw one holding it dropped out of. It's now finally beginning to pass. Good. We'll just let it proceed, but it is beginning to die out. Fantastic. So we've got 1590 gold at this moment, and we really need to get some prestige going on here. We will not defile these bodies. It's passing already. We're not too concerned about it. So that seems good. Okay, at this point, I want to start working on planning the Grand Tournament. So we'll get that started. That's going to be down here because it's cheaper and in suitable terrain. So we'll put in archery, we will put in wrestling, we'll put in duel. Hopefully that doesn't kill us. And we're probably not going to be able... Now we have the intent to triumph available. Okay. Cool. So at this moment, this cost is $8.95. We'll select this guy as our champion, but we're actually going to want to do this ourselves. So accommodations are fine. If we cranked this up, that would be $17.05. $18.85 would be the overall amount here if we wanted to max this out. Honestly, we're not far away from that. I'm gonna wait it out. We're going to emerge from seclusion. There we go. And we just need a few more months worth of gold to get that happening. If only we had these buildings functional. That would be nice. But alas, that is not the case. So we do need, like, a couple of months here. We need, like, let's wait until we have, like, 1,900 gold. That should be fine. Completely and totally okay, in theory. But this is quite a little side detour project for us. I did not intend on changing cultures at this time. That's for sure. So at this point, we're waiting for about another 2 months, and that will be absolutely fine. Our liege is winning his war, so good for him. So we could start a claimant faction, but what claimants are there? I don't think we have any sort of a claim whatsoever, and I'm not interested in doing that, I don't think. Now, what we want to do right now is we want to continue with what we had planned. So that means a grand tournament, and we want this down here where it's nice and cheap. Archery, and then we're going to do wrestling and duel. Actually, I've changed my mind. This is going to be horse race. We have the same aptitude. Horse race is safer. So we're going to do that. We're going to, of course, hire experienced captains to be able to get across here. We'll make this guy actually be our champion. And our intent is triumph, and we can max this out almost. 1960? Okay. 2 more months. I thought it was 1860, but no, it's 1960. That's my fault. So 1 more month tick here, and we will be good to go on this. Oh, we just got 345 gold. Never mind, we can do it right now. So let's do that now. So we're going to put in archery, we're going to put in wrestling, and then we're going to put in horse race. There we go. And we're going to do experienced captains, maxing out all of our stats here. And we can put in this guy as our champion, with triumph being our goal. Done. He will not join. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. Okay. So we're going to head on over. We can't wait. Indeed. We have a 1% chance of danger, so it shouldn't happen. Eventually, people are going to start showing up and paying us entrance fees, so that's, you know, neat. And we can get started on constructing again out over here, or we can save up to repay the loan that we took. Where's the event for that here? I guess we just need to have the gold. Okay, so we've arrived here, and we aren't going to have the temple open for 15 days. Sure. So we want to do the tourney grounds first. This is a very different screen than I'm used to it appearing as. This is clearly because of our culture. Interesting. I mean, the layout is the same, but all of the art assets are different. So we need to go to the tourney grounds, and we need to qualify, or work on qualifying here. So I'd love to do this, but we have to qualify. So we're going to increase our score moderately, and we're now guaranteed to qualify for the archery contest. Beautiful. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to come up to Canor. Well, actually, we really do want to get that loan paid off, don't we? Yeah, we really, really do. Okay, so we gained some prestige from eminent guests arriving, which is, of course, fantastic. And we need to head back to the tourney grounds, actually. This would be our score increasing slightly, and that's fine, but that's not really going to help anything at this moment. We want to go over to the temple. And 100 piety. Anything to get prestige? Ah, yes. 150 prestige. Done. So that puts us up over 2,000 prestige without actually having any of these events happening. So that's neat. Okay. So it is time to show the world our skill. We're not going to place a bet. So who is our threat? All of these people are worse than us. This is no way to win. Okay. 100% chance of success? We'll take it. Okay. 0% chance of our score increasing in both of these. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we'll lose the stress if we're going to have a failure no matter what there. Okay, what else we got? 30%, 37, and 33, and 18. Well, this is not rolling well, is it? Okay, one last knock. Our score is increasing greatly. Apparently there are sloppy builders here, and we can execute them. That's probably for the best. Okay. Did we win? We won. Okay, perfect. So that's very, very good. That is 350 prestige, 70 gold, and we gained Merry Aim, which is fine. Archer damage is neat, but that's not the biggest of deals at this moment. And we'll receive a prize. Okay, so now is wrestling. We need to qualify for this, so 44%. Done. So we now qualify for wrestling. And next up, we go to the temple. What do we got going on here? 100 piety. Sure, why not? So we're guaranteed to qualify at this moment, but we're still going to go... Actually, our qualification slipped. We could gain 150 prestige and have our score increase slightly. Done. We're guaranteed to qualify again now, and we gained 150 prestige. We now have our 3,000 prestige in order to adopt Tamil culture. I think I'll wait to do that until after the tourney is done, though. Okay, so we are ready to face this guy, and he would be disqualified. Apparently, he was accused of foul play even before this all began. So he's disqualified. Okay, so next up, what do we got here? Okay, this is a guy we're actually against. So 83% chance of it working reasonably well. Just get him on the ground. Perfect. Faint low, go high, I think. That's the highest success chance. Oh, our progress to victory dropped to 0. We were defeated in this one. That's unfortunate. He cheated. Disqualified. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. We've already got the prestige we need. We don't need to have more tyranny, and we don't need to lose additional prestige. So, confounded. We were knocked out of the wrestling. That's okay. No major concern there. Okay, so the wrestling is over, and next up is the horse race. We survived the wrestling. That's the important part. Of course, the guy we disqualified was our champion, so there's that. Okay, so we're not currently qualifying for the horse race. We need to head to the tourney grounds, and this is going to be absolutely fine. We're now guaranteed to qualify, assuming nothing else changes. Okay, I want to spend this money on repaying our loan if we can. Apparently we can't. That's interesting. Do we not have the loan? What happened with that? I mean, if we don't need to repay that, maybe the Holy Order no longer exists or something. I'm happy about that if we don't have to repay it. That's huge. Well, we're going to head over to the temple, and that is 300 stewardship lifestyle experience is very good. And we did become superstitious, but that's okay. So at this moment, this is going to begin in 14 days, so we'll just visit the tourney grounds here, and we are going to just get a little bit of extra score, I guess. It doesn't really matter, but that's fine. So at this point, this will be quite a race. Who are we going to go with for a rider? It doesn't really matter. This is okay. Okay, so we could imprison this guy, or we could just say, ha, what a show. He's apparently, yeah, he's streaking on the tracks. We'll imprison him. Okay, what else we got here? Behold, my noble rider. Yeah, this is our best bet here, but we're probably going to go badly here. The crowd was unimpressed. Okay. 33, 34, 26, and 16. We'll take the 34. One more push. Did we win? We won. Okay, beautiful. So that is absolutely great. We won 2 out of 3. We'll take it. So the ceremony is going to be wrapping up here in a moment, but perhaps a few words, given we're actually no one cares about our words. What a great occasion. I'm not going to spend the prestige. It's fine. Okay, so the grand tournament is over, and we are heading home at this moment. Now we have the prize crossbow and the prize scepter that we can equip. That'll be absolutely wonderful. And we've got 935 gold. So we're going to arrive home here, and then we're going to change to Tamil culture. 63% chance of prestige. We found nothing, but we still got some prestige there, I think. We got a dynasty legacy, and we're going to unlock generational belligerence. That'll be fine. Okay, we also need a new chancellor, and that is going to be this guy, but he's not very good at it. So that's okay. We'll arrive back home here. And now that we're back home, we are going to immediately convert over to Tamil culture. We acknowledge who we are. So we're now Tamil culture, which means that these buildings are now unlocked again. At least until the Tamil culture unlocks vegetarian, but this is fine for now. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we'll spend this gold on getting these buildings upgraded, but that was a very, very, very big thing that we needed to get done there. So that will be absolutely fine. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. That didn't go the best there at the end.